The players have taken a knee here at Anfield because this match, again, dedicated to no room for racism. And the match begins. Liverpool against Manchester City, October 2022 vintage. And here is Ake, takes a heavy touch on the far side, and Harvey Elliott is all over him, but plays the ball out of play as he put in the challenge, and it's out for throwing to Manchester City halfway inside their own half.
Opportunity for Liverpool out from the corner kick.
Yes, he got himself into that position where you remember in this match last season he scored that brilliant goal. Here's the corner into the near post, swung in there but headed away by Kevin De Bruyne, who was the man at the near post. Back to Milner on the right. Milner's cross near the penalty spot. It's headed out by City. Comes out to Elliott, who got the ball caught up underneath his feet, but he crosses and it's headed down goalwards, but straight at Ederson, who's able to scoop it up. Diogo Jota with the header from,
do you know what?
8-9 yards?
Yeah, he's good in the air. And just wondered whether Harvey Elliott, as the ball dropped on the left-hand side of the box, was going to try and hit that first time. Bouncing ball, takes a touch and just stands the ball up to the far post. I think Jota should do better and go back across Ederson into the far corner. Has to generate his own power with that, but poor direction.
Diogo Jota, who scored a career best 21 goals in a season last season, but has now not scored in his last 20 Liverpool appearances. In fact, since the 2-2 draw against City in Manchester in April. And that was a chance, not taken, still 0-0. Where are you venturing this week, Chris? I'm sure you'll be heading somewhere. Here's De Bruyne now receiving it and taking it forward and curling it in towards Haaland, who heads it goalwards, but straight into the arms of Alisson. At the back post, 6 yards out with the angle, but Alisson was there. And almost, it seemed, in lilac, attracted the ball from Haaland's head into his chest.
He did, but it's really good play from Manchester City. One into the other, out left to Foden, drives inside, feeds De Bruyne, head up from De Bruyne, who picks out Haaland, and Haaland should do better.
From Alisson, downfield, Elliott's onto this. Firmino now on the edge of the box. Firmino tried to lay it across, took a deflection, bounces away from Salah. He's still after it, but there are two Manchester City men in there. And between them, Akanji and Diaz, they're able to get it away.
Just looking at that Haaland chance again, John, should head it back across, a bit like the Jota one earlier, different position, but the goal is gaping. You go back across the goalkeeper there. Alisson wouldn't have stood a chance, too close to him. He gathered it easily. Missed a couple of opportunities now.
Welcome everyone back to Anfield. Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. City were out first. Liverpool are now taking their positions. No changes at the break. So Liverpool with Alisson in goal, Milner, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson, Elliott, Fabinho and Thiago, Salah, Firmino and Jota. And Manchester City with Ederson in goal, Akanji, Diaz and Ake playing for the most part as three central defenders. Cancelo on the right, Foden on the left, Rodri and Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva and Erling Haaland. So 0-0 it is as the second half gets underway here at Anfield.
Chatting to Liverpool fans wandering around the stadium, they didn't really believe that this Liverpool team could beat the City team today. They were pretty negative about the team.
Thiago's caught in possession by Haaland, and Manchester City have got it back, and Rodri gives it to Haaland, and Haaland slips it through to De Bruyne, who backheels it but didn't get enough contact on it. He wanted to knock it back into the path of Haaland, so Liverpool come forward, and Firmino plays it over the top to Salah, and Salah's one-on-one, and Salah shoots wide. Ederson came out, and I think Salah has collided with him as well as he hit the shot on the follow-through. I think he might have caught him on the shin. But what a chance, one-on-one. Salah, the hat-trick man in Glasgow, couldn't put it away today at Anfield.
Oh, it's a brilliant touch from Firmino. One into the other. Slides Salah through. And he sees Ederson coming out. He's trying to find the far corner. And it's actually a brilliant save from Ederson. It's a brilliant save from Ederson because the ball is creeping into the far side, and Ederson didn't see it in real time, gets his right thumb to the ball and round the post. I think a goal kick has been given, but that is a sensational piece of goalkeeping. Having said that, one-on-one Mo Salah in these situations you expect the back of the net to bowl. It's a massive opportunity, but just how big a save could that be?
Great piece of camera work as well. They picked a great angle to show us on our little screen here, and he just threw out one of those black and red and yellow gloves of his and got the tiniest touch, but you could see that was heading into the bottom corner. And Ederson, well, he's earned his bonus there for that. If Manchester City were to go on to win this, it remains 0-0. In fact, I think Diaz is going to take it. Yes, he is. Ederson's just stepping away.
I think he's saying to Ederson, do you want me to pass you the ball here? And Ederson saying, no, my foot hurts.
Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. Lines are open for 6:06, by the way, to talk about this and all of the events of the day. Haaland carrying the ball through the middle. Fabinho with a challenge, Bernardo Silva, then De Bruyne back to Haaland, and then Alisson puts in the save, but then it's driven in from the angle, and Manchester City have the lead through Phil Foden, who forced it in at the back post. Wild celebrations. Liverpool are unhappy. Alisson came out and dived and saved at the feet of Haaland. They've all gone to the referee. They're saying that Alisson had the ball under control. Yep. When Haaland slid in.
Key. Yeah, it is. It's a ball. I mean, Haaland is so quick, but Alisson is saying, you can see him there, 2 fingers up at the referee, saying, I've got 2 hands on that ball. I've got it under control.
But referee is still talking. VAR are having a look at this now, as they would. Of course they would. And what do you think? We've just seen it again. Actually, you saw it. I didn't see it. Foden on the follow-up hit the ball, and it actually came off Gomez on the line into the back of the net.
Does he have...
Is there enough control?
Yeah, I'm not so sure there is. I think it's one Haaland's entitled to go with.
Oh, they're calling Anthony Taylor across to have a look at this, and Pep Guardiola is incensed. Guardiola comes across with palms apart, and he stepped onto the pitch. Anthony Taylor is actually walking here because the screen here at Anfield is in the tunnel, on the dressing room side of the ground, so he had to brush off Pep Guardiola, just wave him away. But Guardiola went across to Andy Madley, the 4th official, and he knows, Guardiola knows, that if Anthony Taylor's been called to come and have a look at this...
They're checking a foul, Haaland on Fabinho. In fact, Haaland does tug Fabinho.
Goal's ruled out. They know it, Anfield knows it. Pep Guardiola is clapping his hands sarcastically. He walks across to Andy Madley, thinks better of it. He's waving his arms in the air, Guardiola. The goal is ruled out. It's still 0-0.
So as a matter of fact, it wasn't about whether Alisson had the ball under control. It was earlier on in the move.
Oh, now the Liverpool fans down there behind Guardiola, behind the Manchester City dugout, are winding up Guardiola, and he's reacted here. He's turned around and he's waved his arms back at the Liverpool fans, who are returning that compliment.
Guardiola's got that wrong, John. I've got to say, it was a foul from Haaland on Fabinho.
Here's Elliott through the middle, and Jota's onto this, but well defended. The ball bounces almost to Firmino. Salah's there, he chips it across. Header from Jota, he's put it wide. A flying header from Jota. As Ederson came out, he couldn't direct it on target. He put it wide in the 6-yard box.
Well, we wondered if the game would come to life, and boy, has it. But Jota's got to score. He's got to score. Salah, delightful ball, stands it up to Jota, who's free 6 yards out. Ederson was flapping, and he just has to head that down. Ederson had committed himself there. It's a huge miss from Jota.
And so it remains Liverpool 0, Manchester City 0. But this is more like it. And now here's Elliott on the right-hand side, but he runs the ball out of play. Just to clarify again, incidentally, the goal that it seemed Manchester City have scored, Phil Foden, the ruling was that VAR spotted a foul by Haaland on Fabinho.
Earlier on in the move. And then, of course, there was the incident where Haaland went in with Alisson. Did Alisson have it under control? That was immaterial in the end.
And you, Chris, you feel that VAR's got that one right?
Absolutely 100% right, because Haaland did pull Fabinho to the floor, and Manchester City scored off the back of that, really, so that was right to disallow the goal.
0-0.
Yeah, I think in the main Liverpool have dealt with De Bruyne pretty well. for obvious reasons. As soon as he gets on the ball, getting one or two red jerseys out to him, putting him under pressure. Can Manchester City make something of this?
Free kick from out on the right. De Bruyne takes it high towards the back post, in fact, too close to the goalkeeper. Alisson comes, leaps high, makes an easy catch, delivers it downfield. Salah gets away, and now he's one-on-one, and this time he scores! 1-0 to Liverpool! Salah beat the defender, the last defender, turned him, beat him, took it on. He'd already had one in the match, one-on-one with Ederson, but this time he would not be denied, and it's Liverpool 1, Manchester City 0.
Oh, it's genius from Mo Salah, it really is. He hasn't been at his best this season. It's a poor free kick from Kevin De Bruyne. Alisson comes out and clutches it, and as we've seen on many occasions with Alisson, has that awareness, fires a ball out of his hands forward. Cancelo, who's behind Salah, tries to nick in front of him. Salah manoeuvres the ball brilliantly and is running through straight on goal at Ederson. Ederson, earlier in the half, got a brilliant touch. Salah went to the same side but found the corner this time. Brilliant finish, brilliant play from Salah. Great spot from Alisson, wasn't it? Long ball, Cancelo tries to nick in front of Salah. Great touch, and then just lifts the ball over the arm of Ederson. Liverpool have the lead.
Mo Salah scores his 9th goal of the season, and in the space of a week, suddenly, hat-trick in Glasgow. Now he's scored against the champions here at Anfield. And Liverpool lead 1-0. And there are less than 15 minutes to play. And Manchester City now, with this scoreline, are facing their first Premier League defeat of the season, their first Premier League defeat since February. Here is Salah now. Salah down the right-hand side. Salah is trying to wriggle free of Bernardo Silva, and then both of them go to ground.
How is that not a foul?
It's not given as a free kick.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, John.
So Manchester City have got it back. I think Jurgen Klopp is incensed now. Tempers are rising. Liverpool with Gomez on the halfway line. Andy Madley is now having to deal with Jurgen Klopp and his furious coaches. I see that Manchester City are going to make the change. Alvarez is going to come on.
Well, Jurgen Klopp is virtually squaring up to the assistant on the far side. He might get sent off.
He is. He's been sent off. Anthony Taylor has seen Jurgen Klopp, who brushed past Andy Madley. Did he actually drag him back? And Anthony Taylor produced the red card for the Liverpool manager, who has had to leave. He's walked straight away down the tunnel, Jurgen Klopp. And now there's a Liverpool player down out on the pitch.
Silva on Salah there,
which has been spotted by Pep Guardiola and his coaches, and they are unhappy also.
I don't know what's going on. What we do know, it's bedlam. Milner's on the deck.
Milner's on the ground. VAR might be called into action here, because that might well have happened behind Anthony Taylor's back. And but Jurgen Klopp sent off, red card for the Liverpool manager in his 395th match in charge of Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, I've got to say, I have sympathy with Jurgen Klopp, because there was a foul on Mo Salah. The assistant's 3-4 yards away, and then Jurgen Klopp sprints halfway down the touchline, and he's furious, and as the assistant runs past him, he's very close to him. I don't know whether he tugs him.
Yeah, whether it's a free kick though for City. Foden plays it in. 1-0 Liverpool lead. Liverpool having to defend, which they do. Van Dijk clears, and that clearance has been charged down. It was Cancelo who lost possession. Liverpool are 3-on-1 here, and Nunez goes for goal and shoots straight into Bernardo Silva when he had options either side of him. But he went for that first goal at Anfield. But Liverpool have won it back, but Nunez has fouled Bernardo Silva, and it's a free kick to Manchester City, and Nunez has belted the ball away down almost down the tunnel out of the ground.
Nunez is nuts there, John, because it's a 3v1, had an easy opportunity just to slide the ball to Mo Salah, who would have been in. Got greedy, really did. Took too many touches, and the chance gone. You cannot waste opportunities against Manchester City like this. They're 1-0 up, but that's a big moment.
Throw-in taken by Liverpool from that left-back area. And it finds its way rather fortuitously there to Nunez, who's over on the left-hand side, and he's tearing down the left wing now. The challenge comes in on him. Akanji didn't get there. Nunez into the box. Nunez plays it across. Alexander-Arnold arriving on the stretch. Right foot. Couldn't get the shot on target. It's behind, and it's a goal kick.
It's brilliant from Nunez. Down the left-hand side, outpaces Akanji. And with a right-footed cross, is trying to find Alexander-Arnold at the far post. Just too heavy, the cross is. Alexander-Arnold stretching, can't divert the ball on target.
Close for a second Liverpool goal, not close enough, but they are still in a position here to record their first win over Manchester City in the Premier League since 2019. And it would reduce the deficit between them to 10 points, with Manchester City having played one more match. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 0. And it bounces down, Henderson clears, Ederson's in the centre circle, the goalkeeper, and De Bruyne sweeps it downfield. He knew there was no time left. It's caught by Alisson, and Alisson launches the ball into the Merseyside air, and the cheer at Anfield tells you that Liverpool have beaten Manchester City here by 1-0. It's a first Premier League defeat of the season for the champions, for Pep Guardiola's side. And even though Jurgen Klopp was red-carded towards the end of the match, he's not down there on the side of the pitch. There'll be no punching of the air from him to herald this victory, but Liverpool have their first win in the Premier League since August, and their first over Manchester City in the league since 2019. Not much in it, but a lively second half, Chris Sutton.
Yeah, and a brilliantly taken goal from Mo-Salah, wasn't it? Jurgen Klopp before the game this week saying we can't compete. They competed brilliantly this afternoon, Liverpool. And is this the win which really kick-starts their season?
Boos as Anthony Taylor is talked to by Pep Guardiola, who's walking behind the referee down the tunnel. I can see him, and the assistants there behind them, so they disappear from sight. But that's it. You can hear the sound of Anfield, which is acclaiming this big win for Liverpool. It feels like that for them. Really, they had to win, and they have. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 0.